morning, everybody. Our local character this week is Mr. Bob Lenzi. Bob Lenzi is the shepherd of the annual White Party that's held out here in the Delft-Haven Yard and Beach the Saturday of every Labor Day, which would be tomorrow. We're not going to get a White Party this year due to COVID-19. But before we get to the White Party, Bob, I want to talk about your personal relationship to Provincetown. When did you get here?
Well, my very first visit to Provincetown was in 1991. I came out here in August of 91, and you're going to love this, Robert. I was greeted by Hurricane Bob.
Ooh!
Yeah. And everyone was running around with t-shirts that said, "I got blown by Bob," and I thought, I've never even been here. I don't know these people. Needless to say, it wasn't the best trip. But the following year, I came out again, and I met a really, really wonderful man named Peter Page, Dr. Peter Page. And he was putting on the White Party at that time. And we became fast friends, and he invited me to come the following year and stay with him, and the following year, and here I am today. It's after 30 years.
Now, back when the White Party started, how many people would come?
When I got involved with the party, there was probably about 100 people would be here, and it was just Peter and I putting the party on, and I would usually bartend, and we would set up a card table and have drinks there. We could play cocaine back then, and but over the years it started to get more and more popular, and pretty soon we had 300 people and 400 people, and the costumes started to get much more elaborate, because in the beginning it was just white. It wasn't any drag. It wasn't costumes. It was just white. But people were supposed to be playing croquet. Mm-hmm. But then the drag element started to get involved in it, and then the party really started to take off and be lots of fun. And we hired a second bartender and then a third bartender. And then in 2010, Peter turned it into a fundraising event. Yeah. And being a doctor, he decided to make Outer Cape Health Services the beneficiary. And so they've been our beneficiary since then. And of course, sadly, Peter passed away in 2014. And at that point, I bought this little cottage estate and decided to continue with the White Party. And because I had a little bit of background in fundraising, I decided to kind of grow the party. And we started making some real money for Outer Cape. And last year, we donated $81,000.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And so this year would have been the
34th.
The 34th.
Yes, this would have been the 34th annual White Party.
And I guess the 11th fundraiser since 2010.
Correct. This would have been the 11th fundraiser. And by my calculations, I think we've raised somewhere over $300,000 for Outer Cape so far over the years.
And this is why, and I don't throw this phrase around lightly, you, my friend, are a beloved pillar of the community. Because I got to tell you, when I first got to town, Outer Cape wasn't open every day.
Yeah.
Like, the services were very, very limited. And I am certain that your contribution has helped them become the cornerstone of our healthcare system that they currently are.
Well, we try. And the White Party, I think, is their single largest fundraising event.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's going to be very disappointing if we can't raise a little bit of money for them this year. So I'm hoping that we can get some donations. I've sent a letter out and an email out, and I'm hoping that some of your listeners would be willing to donate as well. You can go to outercape.org, and there's a little donate button in the upper right-hand corner with a heart on it, and you can click on that, and you can make your donation that way.
And I know earlier in the week there was a possibility of making a donation and getting onto a pre-sale list for next year's White Party.
That is true. If you make the donation before Saturday, you will be on a pre-sale list, which will allow you to buy what we call the whale donor tickets. They're a little bit more expensive, but you'll be guaranteed to get a ticket. And of course, all the money goes to Outer Cape Health Services.
What are you going to do tomorrow on what would be the White Party?
I have been asked that question a lot. I don't know. I think I might wear white just in honor of the party itself.
Me too.
And yeah, and I've got some friends who want to parade around town a little bit. But we're not gonna do anything here at Delft-Haven, though. I don't want to be a thing, and of course the optics of having people here dressed in white,
Of course.
when we canceled the party, would be very bad. So, I'll be out and about for sure.
And I think it would be fun if everybody wore a little white in honor of the white party. People that, especially the people that would be coming, all of our friends that are here every year. And also, full disclosure, I have been tending bar at the white party for the last 4 or 5 years.
He is the #1 bartender. Let me tell you, he does a wonderful job. People love him. He's the best Bob.
He didn't mean that, Paul Benson.
David
Palando.
Yeah, that's right. No, I didn't mean that. No, you're all the best. You're all equally #1.
It's a wonderful team of people working
really
together
is.
for a wonderful
really
cause.
is.
And
It
I'm so
really
happy that you're still raising money for them this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
So everybody get out to outercape.org and make a contribution. Thank you so much for spending these couple of minutes with us, Bob. I can't wait to see the party next year.
My pleasure. And next year, it's going to be bigger and better than ever. Fingers crossed that we get COVID under control and we can all gather together and celebrate the end of summer and raise money for a very, very good cause.
And so now take a look at some of these pictures from white parties past and send in your donation.
Yeah. There's some old ones in there too, including some of Peter Page, if people don't know who Peter was.
Enjoy, everybody.